Fiona's on the line as well. Fiona's from is the owner of Bobby Byrnes Gastro Pub in Limerick. Fiona, what's your experience?
Yeah, I mean, we are doing all of that. We're checking COVID passports, ID, we're taking contact tracing. If you don't have a reservation already, we're taking your name and number as a walk-in. But interestingly, we're finding we're getting on a daily basis people querying why we're still checking them and getting a little bit shirty with you that you're checking their COVID passports.
What do you mean they're asking why you're still doing it?
Well, that's exactly what they're saying. They're saying, why are you still doing this? You're the only ones doing it. Why are you doing this? I don't know. Are people just chancing their arm or what are they doing? But, every day you will get somebody querying why you're checking it. And are you really going to check it? Are you seriously asking for that? And that's what they're saying to you.
And so this is when you stand, you're there at the door, and you'll ask me for
we have a table at our door. Something we had obviously never done previous or prior to COVID. We have 3 extra staff taken on to cover all the shifts, for being the meter greeter and checking all the details. And every day people will query. That we're doing it.
Yeah, Debbie McCann is still with us as well too, from the Irish Mail on Sunday. Debbie, when you guys were carrying out your survey at the weekend, did you notice that?
Reluctance. Well, not really. I guess the places that asked asked, and the places that didn't, so they kind of stood out. Now, I was at a wedding myself actually over the weekend at a hotel, and I had a coffee in a cafe that was attached to the hotel the next morning, and I was asked for my COVID certificate and my ID, which was fantastic to get at. But then when she learned that I was a resident of the hotel, she apologised then for having asked me, and I was like, no, please don't apologise. It's it was actually fantastic to have been asked.
Because the hotels are still covered, aren't they?
They are covered, yeah. Once you're a resident, you don't have to produce anything at all, which seems, when you're there, especially at a wedding with lots of people, it does seem a bit bizarre. But, that's just, I guess, they're the rules as they stand.
Fiona, just on the point, I mean, you're saying that you check the COVID certs, people come up and you scan them and you do the ID and the whole lot, and you've 3 extra staff on to do that and the meet and greet at the door. What's your own view on naming and shaming premises that don't?
Well, first of all, we're delighted to do it if it means we get to stay open. On naming and shaming, I don't know. I mean, there's days you struggle to have somebody on the roster to do it, but you have to. So is it a case of that businesses don't have the staff to do it? They don't have the extra bodies? Because that is a massive crisis for our industry. Naming and shaming, I don't know. I'm just not somebody for naming and shaming.
Yeah, okay.
I'm really not, because I think our industry has struggled enough. There are so many discrepancies between hotels, restaurants, bars, nightclubs, that a lot of the regulations don't make sense. But I mean, we're happy to do what we have to do if it means we get to keep the door open, keep the staff safe and keep the customers safe.
Rosalind,
that would be my take on it.
Rosalind D as well, with The Independent, is still with us here too in Lunchtime Live. The very mixed views, experiences, Rosalind, and even now, texts coming in on 53106. Do you agree with Fiona? Is that a fair point? Like, it's difficult to to kind of have the naming and shaming of premises when the rules are so different for the various different the likes of your hotels and pubs and.
Yeah, I know, and I mean, there's still that level of confusion, I think, but only up to a point. I mean, don't tell me that there are small cafe owners out there or restaurant owners who don't know what they're supposed to do. Of course they know. But having said that, I think for some very small businesses, I mean, Fiona, makes the very valid point there that she has to have extra people on the roster. I mean, that's a cost that an awful lot of them perhaps just cannot afford. I mean, I feel difficult with the naming and shaming issue. I think basically the answer is not that. I think the answer is, as the COVID ad that's currently running on radio tells you, take your business elsewhere.
I know, and I wonder, do people do that?
Yeah, the proof of the pudding is I've been to that one restaurant, as I mentioned 2 weeks ago, which did the checking correctly. I actually asked the owner if he'd turned people away, and he tells me he has. And I do believe that. No, I am going for dinner this weekend again with someone coming to stay for the weekend. Where have I booked? I've booked this. I have a big choice of restaurants where I live. I'm going to the same restaurant because I know that they're doing it correctly.
Yeah,